So I made a poll on my Instagram story. Is it worth driving 2 hours to see Uncut Gems before Christmas Eve? You guys said yes, so I made the trip. Did it end up being worth it? That's the question. What is up, Flick fans? Welcome back to my channel. Today we're talking about the brand new Safdie Brothers film, Uncut Gems. The Safdie Brothers are fascinating filmmakers to me. It feels like every movie they do gets better and better. I was a massive fan of Good Time, one of Robert Pattinson's best performances ever. And this time, we trade out old Robert Pattinson for Adam Sandler. I was very excited for this movie. Did not know what to expect. I need you in the comments down below. Are you looking forward to Uncut Gems? And let's get into it. So, a charismatic New York City jeweler, always on the lookout for the next big score, makes a series of high-stakes bets that could lead to the windfall of a lifetime. Howard must perform a precarious high-wire act balancing business, family, and encroaching adversaries on all sides in his relentless pursuit of the ultimate win. Pretty fantastic summary from IMDb. This is a relentless film that is full of anxiety and just non-stop action, and not action in the sense that you may expect going in, right? This is very much a New York-based crime drama, but it's very much a thriller as well. There's also some comedy in there. It meshes these genres together in such a way that I really haven't seen from any other movie all year. And it's so strange because we get a great gangster film in Scorsese's The Irishman this year. We get Joker, which is very much reminiscent of a Scorsese film. Honestly, guys, Uncut Gems captures everything that I wanted it to capture, and the entire time, from start to finish, I was on the edge of my seat. Not just me, my wife was there with me, and she kept looking at me and going, wow, like, this is just relentless, and it's so stressful to watch. We had a conversation afterwards, and a lot of people are saying, and I've seen the critique online, this is just a movie about a bunch of people yelling at each other. It's nonstop yelling, even down to Lakeith Stanfield, who stars in the movie. He's yelling at Adam Sandler, who is yelling at this character, who's yelling at someone else, and it's just a frantic film. But within all of that, there's a pacing to it that you just don't find in movies like this nowadays. Nonstop, but in a way that keeps you on board, keeps you captured from start to finish. And I was with this story. Now, I do see how someone critiques the beginning of this film, because we start off on a note that personally I did not expect. We kind of go through how this gem, Uncut Gems, how this gem gets from where it is to the possession of Adam Sandler's character in Howard. And the music is very overpowering at the beginning of the film. And I was like, I'm not sure if I'm on board with where this movie is going. But not 5 minutes into the film, I said, you know what? I appreciate what they did there. And the music, the score, ended up being one of my favorite parts of the film. We got the same composer here from Good Time, and I just love the synthetic feel of the entire thing. They bring that here. It's also a very colorful movie, whether it's the transitions or it's certain scenes, the color correction that they use. There's one scene where we meet up with The Weeknd, and there's a confrontation between he and Howard, and just the use of color in that scene, whether it's the black light on the shirts and the way that those colors pop, or just the transitions from one scene to another, like I said, or really how we start and end the film. The use of color in this movie is fantastic. And the Safdie Brothers style, it's interesting to me because I'm normally not one for extreme close-ups, and I'm normally not one for this shaky cam style, but they do it in such a way. Before Good Time, I would have said, I don't really like the way this is handled, but whenever I see a Safdie Brothers film now, I'm going to expect this style. But every movie has been so different. This is so different from Good Time, plot-wise, story-wise. Now, it is really all about having a crazy, frantic day, where Good Time was all about having a really, really bad day, right? Uncut Gems is a film that could stress you out because of that, but it's all really carried by the performance from Adam Sandler, who is phenomenal in this movie. The same way that Joaquin carried Joker, how he's in basically every frame of the film. That's pretty much the case here for Adam Sandler. And my goodness, does he not just bring in... I expected him to, change up his style of acting for this, but not to this degree. Because while I do think the trailer is personally one of the best trailers I've seen all year, the trailer did not capture Adam Sandler's performance as Howard. It gave us some really memorable lines of dialogue, and they're all in here. This is me. This is how I win. When he said that in the movie, I'm like, God, I've watched this trailer so many times. But it's not just Adam Sandler's performance, who I believe is Oscar-worthy. if he grabs that 4th or 5th spot, I will not be upset. Seriously, he is phenomenal in this film. But Idina Menzel was really great. Julia Fox, who I don't know much from her past, but she really brought it in this film. At first, I was hesitant because I'm like, okay, what role is she going to play in this movie? But man, she really shocked me, especially towards the end, what happens with her character. I'm like, that's exactly what I wanted from you. And I didn't even know I wanted that at the beginning. The Weeknd shows up in a cameo, like I said, and I thought Kevin Garnett's role was going to be more of a cameo, but he's really the second player here, like even more than Lakeith Stanfield, who is also, I mean, anytime he's in a movie, he's great in that movie. He's phenomenal in this film. But Kevin Garnett, man, props. A great basketball player. If you're a basketball fan, you know exactly who he is. A wonderful human being, but great in this film. I was shocked with how good he did. And the story really centers around Howard going around placing these bets and consistently upsetting people that maybe you should not upset. So by the end of the film, you have all of these people after him while he's after others. And it feels like this wild goose chase, this frantic, once again, anxiety-filled goose chase. And you're probably going to hear that in all sorts of reviews. It all really comes down to how you respond to a movie like this. If you think it's just a bunch of guys yelling at each other, and you don't like that kind of thing, then I don't think you're going to like this movie. But I feel like this film is much deeper than that. It is shocking. It is intense. You think you know where the movie is going, and then it flips the script, does something different. This is one of the most interesting, intriguing, engaging, captivating, mesmerizing movies that I have seen all year, and it's one that I've not stopped thinking about. And I can only say that about a select few movies this year. While this has been one of the best film years of the decade, so many great, independent, lower-budgeted movies to rave about, Uncut Gems, in my opinion, comes out of the crowd and stands out as one of the coolest movies I've seen in quite a long time, one that I respond to just because it kept me on the edge of my seat from start to finish. In terms of critiques, I mean, it may be too fast-paced for some. It is a very loud movie. It's a very obnoxious film. It feels very much like a New York-based movie. There is one moment where a character is in a closet receiving text messages and the phone is on loud and he's trying to be quiet and the other person somehow doesn't hear the phone ringing. That kind of annoyed me, but that is such a minor and ridiculous nitpick. First off, before I give you guys my score, if you guys enjoyed this video, if you like what we're doing on this channel, smash that thumbs up button, let me know, and I will review every movie every single weekend. I feel like I'm going to regret it if I don't give this film the score that I'm about to give it. It is easily one of my favorite movies of the year. I didn't think I'd like it this much, to be honest, but I haven't stopped thinking about it. Every choice, every major decision worked for me. Some minor complaints here and there. I'm not saying this movie is perfect by any means, but to me, it is a standout. It was exciting. It was intense. It was everything that I wanted, and I'm doing it again. Another 100% for me in 2019. I love this movie. I believe that's my 4th of the year. 3rd in terms of given during a review. I have upped one to 100 since then. You guys can check that out on Letterboxd. But yeah. Yep, I did it. Uncut Gems is now in contention for my favorite movie of the... Wow, didn't think I'd ever say that. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you like this channel, if you like what we're doing, be sure to get in that comment section and let me know. Stay tuned because some really exciting lists coming out later on this week. And of course, The Rise of Skywalker. You guys are the best. I'll see you soon.